time of the year when the summer starts and the sunshine comes back into our lives. Well, apart from if you live in the UK, because all you're going to get is pissing rain every single day. So what do you do when it rains all the time? You play video games. That's what you do. So that leads me to the May releases. There are plenty of games coming out in May. Actually, I can't think of any games coming out in May. Are there any good games coming out in May?
There's 5 really good ones coming out in May. The reason you don't know what's coming out in May is because this is my bit. I'm doing this bit this month. I don't know why are you here. I don't know why you're here.
Oh, I'm not doing it.
I'm doing the May bit.
Oh right, okay. Well, I'll go then, shall I? You sure you don't need me to do anything?
Well, probably fill up a cup of coffee if I'm honest.
Oh, yeah, I'll go put a kettle on.
Decaf.
Lovely.
May. Now, in the past, May has been a healthy set of loins that's bore some ripe fruit for the picking. I mean, only recently we've had Uncharted 4, The Witcher 3 and Mario Kart 8 coming out. And cast your minds back a bit, bear this in mind, the Die Hard trilogy also came out in May. But that leads me on to May 2K17. And in this upcoming month, there are some pretty awesome games coming out. We've got an all new VR experience in our top 5. And, get this, a potential very strong Game of the Year as well. So, while the majority of you are getting off your nuts and drunk, still the bank holidays and whatnot in May, us gamer folk are going to be getting right involved in this upcoming list. Enjoy.
Developed by relative new boys on the block, Takeda Works, Rhymer's adventure game has turned a few production adventures of its own. Originally conceived as being an open world survival yarn, complete with weird tower defense elements, Tequila have instead sobered up design a tad, turned in a focused third person experience that's showing a lot of promise. The game boasts some cel shaded animation but takes its nods from Zelda, and a story that has strokes of Japanese director Hayao Miyazaki about it. The plot sees players guiding a small boy off a cursed island. Notable game elements include dynamic weather and lighting effects, as well as plenty of puzzles. Rhyme will be released on Xbox, PlayStation and PCs worldwide on the 26th of May. Dust off your headsets and remortgage the house. There's a new VR game soaring onto shelves this month. Star Trek Bridge Crew is set in the world, or was that Worlds, created in J.J. Abrams' 2009 reboot. Players assume control of either the captain, tactical officer, engineer or helm officer aboard the USS Aegis on a mission to find a new home for the Vulcans after their planet was destroyed. This unfortunately means traversing a Klingon world. Gameplay wise, there's a distinct whiff of flight sim about this one, which is by no means a bad thing, and by building the game around Sony's VR system and introducing co-op mode so you can play with friends, this will be a Star Trek game experience quite like no other. Star Trek Bridge Crew will be released on the 30th of May. This sequel to 2013's Injustice, Gods Among Us, looks poised for 2017's best bruisers. Set to retain all the elements that made its predecessor such a sleeper hit, the game is also introducing some neat new elements to liven up the action a bit. This includes loot drops in the form of new character outfits and various other mod cons, an intriguing Mortal Kombat-esque multiverse mode, and, get ready to roll your eyes, the introduction of microtransactions. Ugh, the horror. Moving on, while the addition of Captain Cold and Blue Beetle on the flight roster may not scream MVP, they are joined by the likes of more recognisable DC stablemates in the form of Poison Ivy, Robin and that lethal Deadshot. Put your dukes up and get excited, because Injustice 2 will be swooping onto PlayStation, Xbox and mobile devices on May 16th. Remember when Manhunt came out in 2003 and people got in a right old tiz about it? Well, looks like Rockstar's controversial stealth slasher has a spiritual brother in Friday the 13th, the game. Set around the time of the first movies, this long awaited and much discussed title is being pitched as a kind of multiplayer survival experience where one player takes control of silent boogeyman Jason and up to 8 others control counsellors at a faithfully rendered Camp Crystal Lake. While it's been assured that playing as the counsellors can result in a win over the iconic baddie, it will definitely require some Herculean levels of teamwork in order to do so, and let's face it, the real kicks should be got from playing as Jason. Developers, Ilphonic and Gun Media are promising that Lumbering Menace comes armed with a long list of kill methods and the trailer that you're watching right now isn't disappointing. The game will be released on the 26th of May, with a much needed single player mode following later in the year. And here we have our most anticipated game of the month, and possibly the whole year. It's Prey. Billed as a reimagining of 2006's Prey, the game itself was mired by production woes. This incarnation has all the trappings of a game of the year. Developed by Arcane Studios, Nouvelle Vogue trailblazers in the first person genre these days, and published by those steady hands at Bethesda, Prey takes place on eerie space station Talos 1, a place that has a slight infestation problem. While the plot may be familiar, gameplay footage shows no sign of this being a derivative experience. Everything from tantalising weapons and gadgets to a one-mission stylist stage design single it out as being something quite special, and developers are promising that any problems you may face in the game can be overcome by lateral and creative thinking as opposed to just blasting your way out of it. We're sure you agree that Prey is an exciting title, and, thank the stars, we won't have to wait long as it's hitting consoles on the 5th of May.